Alright, so I'm gonna start streaming some Lucid 9 again. Load the game. Oh, I guess that was the last one. Going to the... oh, my volume's kinda loud. There. That's better. Going to the amusement park. That's where we left off last time. So, even minor details like the hologram park maps in every segment, or the experimental cleaning robots whirling around, everything makes this place seem like a piece of the future. Looks like Lemniscate really outdone themselves. Welcome, how many tickets? Yahiko swaggers to the front of the line, leaning on one elbow against the window. These are all my friends, you can buzz them in, right? Sorry, who are you? The rest of us exchange dubious glances as Yahiko jerks back, clearly shocked. I'm Yahiko Ikari. Who? Yahiko Ikari, you know, the son of the Ikaris. There's a flicker of recognition in the attendant's eyes, but she doesn't budge. I wasn't aware that the Ikaris had a son. Of course they do, it's me. Sorry, sir, but do you have any proof? Knew you would ask. I'll just call them up right now. Wait, Yahiko. He confidently dials a number into his phone. We wait and wait and wait some more. Then he lowers his phone, looking sheepish. Sorry, they must be busy. But I really am the son of the Ikaris. Look, I have, enough. We are simply wasting time. Shigeru pushes in front of him and hands out her card as the register racks up to a startling number. Without further ado, we're ushered into the park, but not without some prominent glares from the staff. As we enter the main area, we are assaulted with smells of oily, overpriced food and the cloying scent of sugar. Exhausted parents are being dragged from place to place by bouncing, squealing children. Sorry guys, I really thought it could get us in. It's fine. If it wasn't for the fact that his expression is totally serious, I would probably be mocking him. He can't seriously be the son of some Lemniscate higher-ups. Before we proceed any further, I recommend that you all exchange contact information. Obnoxious as it may be, you are now under my jurisdiction, and it is my responsibility to return you all safely. After a moment's pause, everyone moves into action. The only info I need to gather is Ares, but others seem to be having more difficulty. Won't you bestow upon me the honor of your number, my lady? Oh, and this is where your reputation as school princess backfires tremendously. I suppose it wouldn't be much trouble. He eagerly hands his phone to her, where she inputs her information slowly and agonizingly. Right, I've got an investigation to see to, so here we must part. Honestly, I'm surprised that she isn't forcing us to investigate with her, especially considering that she paid. Ari, promise me you shall participate in everything. Thank you. Farewell, duty calls. With that, she races off into the distance, cat bouncing merrily over her head. For some reason, after everyone's finished exchanging information, they all turn to me. Guess I'm supposed to decide where to go. Oh. Tech Sandbox, Tower Drop, Bot Fight Arena, Extreme Carousel, Laser Tag, Tech Show, Ferris Wheel. I kind of want to go to the Extreme Carousel because it's extreme, but the Bot Fighting Arena is probably more interesting. So maybe there. I'll go there. A pop-up box in the upper corner of the map catches my attention. Live Lemniscate Bot Showcase, the future of gaming. Intrigued, I note that the showcase is located just further down the path. Say, what do you guys think about this? I point at the announcement. Robots, say, Cap, do you think they'll be fighting giant monsters? I can say with certainty that they won't. Sounds fun. I say we give it a shot. Okay, any objections? Yes, your shoes, minion, need an upgrade. Why you haven't bought a new pair since I first met you. Objections to the bot showcase. Let's go. Wait, smiling? Genuinely? For non-food related reasons? I don't think I've ever seen Ari so excited. We can pop by. If it's not interesting, we'll go to something else. No one else says a word. I take this as confirmation and head down the path. Just behind a metal building, a modest portable stage is set up, flanked by screens projecting a live closer view. A row of assorted small mechas are lined up at the edge of the stage, in front of which stands a Lemniscate representative. Oh, it's Governor Mercer. I keep wanting to put an R in there, but in real life. We settle right in front of the stage. There's not many viewers beside us. Looks like the staff is still setting up. I wonder if they'll let people actually try them. I hope so. What use is the showcase if the target audience can't even try it? I don't know, these kinds of things usually involve demonstrations, matches, to make the technology look a lot better than it actually is. That does seem likely. They may just choose a victim to beat up. That ain't fair, man. Whoever they choose to represent, Lemniscate will probably be an unstoppable as a final boss. Doesn't matter, it is a game and games must be played by the rules. I'm about to ask Ari what exactly this cryptic piece of information means, but a blast from the speaker quickly ends our conversation. Come one, come all, see for yourself the top-of-the-line fighting bot straight from Lemniscate Laboratories. Robotics fans, you might want to listen up. A crowd begins to form behind us, attracted by the representative's announcement. I noticed that the wide majority of people are young adults. Lemniscate definitely knows their target audience. This is one of our star beta testers, Raiden Rumble Ajibana. He'll be showing you some of the awesome stuff that this new generation of bots can do. The representative steps back from the stage, leaving room for a big man with short cropped hair to step the front, holding up his robot of choice. It's medium-sized, around as big as my head, sleek in shape and boasting beautiful colors of deep cobalt and silver. The crowd oohs and ahs in appreciation. Oh mama, I've got to get me one of those. The beta tester Rumble steps back and gently lays the robot on the stage. Cameras zoom in for a better view, ready to capture the action. The crowd awaits with bated breath as Rumble cracks his knuckles. He holds out his hand into which the representative places a sleek controller. The Mayfly ascends, performs its duties required, and it is no more. And suddenly the robot is alive in a whirl of silver and blue, leaping around stage like a dancing grasshopper. Rumble smiles confidently as his hands fly over the controller, stringing together flawless combos like the world's most skilled fighting gamer. Wow! Art and movement. Amazing! The crowd claps wildly. I already see several young men digging out their phones and punching rapidly at the screen, no doubt reworking their budget. I may not understand gaming, but I can definitely appreciate the skill. Rumble brings the routine to a slow, letting the robot pirouette like a professional ballerina before sweeping into a curtsy. He's met with an even louder round of applause. Thank you, Rumble. Wonderful work. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've been waiting for. We're going to open up the floor. Would anyone like to face Rumble? The representative grins with a slight touch of cockiness. I'll make you guys a deal. If you manage to defeat Rumble in a best of 3, you can take one of these robots home with you. And with confidence I've never seen before, Ari's hand shoots into the air. As the rest of us balk openly at her, the representative's eyes sparkle, no doubt seeing a small girl as easy prey for Rumble. Miss, come on up to the stage. Ari gracefully, a little too gracefully, vaults onto the stage, ignoring the representative's extended hand. What's your name, miss? Ari Higura, whatever. My bad. I see that you're wearing an academy uniform. What year are you in? second. And how are you finding it? Fine. I like her responses, they're short. Great conversationalist, I see. So why do you want to try your hand against Rumble, if I might ask? Ari stares blankly at her hand for a long moment. Uh-oh, she might not know what try your hand actually means. I'm not trying. Whoa, both words. Miss Hickory claims that she doesn't even need to try against Rumble. I'm pretty sure that's definitely not what Ari meant. Rumble, what do you have to say to that? The insect believes itself to be king over insignificance. Huh. And Rumble's retort is just as strong. Well folks, are you excited or what? The crowd cheers, egged on by the representative's skilled height building. I find myself wishing for Ari to crush Rumble to the ground. Same. Ari has a tough road ahead of her. That rep is just twisting her words, man. Builds hype, it's exciting in my opinion. Come on guys, let's root for Ari. Give me an A. A. Give me an I. Give me a... Shh, they're talking. The disorganized team cheer immediately dies down as a representative pulls the microphone back to their lips. Or her lips, my bad. Let's see what bot our challenger will select for herself. Miss Hikara, please feel free to pick any of the bots from the row. Very contemplatively paces down the row, stopping from time to time. Feels less like she's struck with indecision and more like she's examining the bots down to their basic molecules. Oh, I think I read that last word wrong. Oh well. Pick the coolest one. Pick the cutest one. Pick the most effective one. Pick the one you can beat him with. Pick the most innovative one. Pick a pack of pickled peppers. Wow. Ari ignores the incoherent din from our group and it eventually settles on a humble, boxy little bot at the end of the line. The crowd goes completely silent in the shock at her decision. Tell me about this bot. Are you sure about your choice? I need more information. Right. This is a tricky little guy. Most of the testers weren't exactly sure what to do with him. He looks very unintimidating, but don't be mistaken. If you play your cards right, you can change his form by extending or contracting the panels on all of his sides. It's extremely flexible, hence why testers are still having a go to figure out the best way to use him. I see. He is challenging? The most, but not very beginner friendly, Miss Higura. Then I select him. Why does it sound like she's looking more for a challenge than a victory? Very well, our ambitious challenger is certainly looking for an upset. Let's get ready for round one. Ari sets her humble little bot at the edge of the ring, exactly opposite Rumble's bot. The representative's hands her a controller. Ari frowns when she sees it. Is this for the bot? Of course, it's certainly not for my television. The crowd's answering chuckle almost drowns out Ari's response. It looks exactly like Brav Red. The representative completely ignores her and instead lifts her hand into the air, ready to cue the match. Brav Red? What the heck is that? Round 1, Rumble versus Challenger. And fight. Oh, we got the fighting music. The crowd cheers as the representative chops her hand down. The stage erupts with lights, signifying the start of the round. For a moment, Rumble charitably sits back, letting Ari experiment with her bot. From what I can tell, it's essentially a box on wheels. I watch it roll forward, I watch it roll backward, I watch it roll side to side. Then one of the side falls down. No wait, the entire side is a matrix of smaller panels. Interesting. It seems that the entire box can be transformed, give or take a few limitations. But instead of experimenting further, Ari only retracts a panel and extends the opposing side. Seems like she doesn't really know what to do. Oh, I don't see it that way. What do you mean? You should ask Yahiko. He plays quite a few games, you know? Since when has Misaki known Yahiko more than me? My curiosity overtakes me and I eke over to Yahiko. Do you know what she's doing? She'll try a basic attack next. I watch the stage. Sure enough, one of the robot sides turn away and swivel on a tiny limb like a miniature sharp-edged shield. Now a 6A 214B. A what? The bot repeats its shield cut attack and suddenly hoists the panel over and behind it. Yahiko seems extremely pleased. She might try something a little more complex next, like a 6A 8-hit C 6C 2D. The clumsy-looking box suddenly moves in a whirl of rotating panels. I can't tell what's happening, but it seems to just make Yahiko even more excited. I knew it. It's just like Rav Red. What's Rav Red? But he doesn't answer me because Rumble has started to move. His bot elegantly skates around Ares, which is still rolling cheerily around and flipping its sides. One quick sharp blow sends a poor boxy bot crashing straight into the edges of the ring. Ooh, that one's got a sting. The bot shakily rights itself and starts wheeling away from Rumble, tearing around the ring like a panicking civilian in the middle of a war zone. Even as it flees, I see Ares experimenting with some structural changes, like extending, flipping, and morphing its panel to create different shapes. She doesn't even try to land an attack on Rumble's bot. Basically, she's trying to understand the bot's identity. She's going through its moves systematically. Do you think she has a chance? Only if she finds something really unique that beta testers would never expect. Unfortunately, it's at this moment Rumble predicts Ares' walk path and flies at her bot, crushing it decisively into the ground. Aw. The representative whips down her hand even as segments inside the bot piece it back together. That's cool. The winner of this round is Rumble. The crowd politely claps the cheer. It's clear that to their eyes, Aerie doesn't have a fraction of a chance against an experienced beta tester. But I saw some promise in the way she was messing with the form of her bot with structural changes. As you can see, it takes only a few seconds for a bot to repair itself. No more long waiting between rounds. That's pretty cool. Players, are you ready? Aerie nods quietly, a faint smile flickering across her lips. Rumble says nothing. Round 2, and fight. This time, Rumble immediately explodes into action. His bot leaps gracefully at Ares. Aerie barely manages to swerve it away before the ground where it was standing is angrily dented. Rumble's assault is relentless. He never allows a single second for Aerie to recover, chasing doggedly after her bot without a break. Not once does his bot lose its footing or crash into the wall. Such is the extent of his control. I'd hope so. He's a beta tester. And then right before his latest jump is about to crash into Aerie, Aerie flattens her bot into half its original width with the swirling mask panels, narrowly dodging Rumble's strike. She takes a split second required for Rumble's recovery to bounce back to original size, slamming panels straight into Rumble's back in an unhurried, smooth combo. Yahiko grins widely as Aeries' bot pummels Rumble around in a terrifying wall pin. Dude, her combos are sick. I should fight with her sometime. As he's finishing his sentence, Rumble's bot suddenly shimmers and gives off a short pulse of energy, sending Aeries' bot flying back. Dude, I didn't know these bots have bursting. I have no clue what he's saying, but that doesn't stop me from enjoying the match. Aerie is clearly getting the hang of her bot. She changes into diagonals, L-shaped patterns, and even faux curves to dodge Rumble's attacks. Sometimes his bot lands a glancing blow, but it's never severe enough to catch her in a combo. Finally, she manages to curve around his bot and slam one final combo into its backside, sending it crashing into the ring. The crowd claps, but this time they seem much more impressed. Even the representative looks surprised. Solid display, challenger. This round goes to you. Rumble's face is completely motionless. He doesn't even look dismayed. Dude, this next round is going to be so intense. What do you mean? You'll see. Within seconds, Rumble's bot has reassembled itself and returned to its original position. Ari is smiling in utter satisfaction as if she's completely forgotten that the audience exists at all. Maybe she's just having fun with the bot. The final deciding round, ladies and gentlemen, will Rumble be able to redeem himself, or will the challenger score an unprecedented underdog win? 3, 2, 1, fight. If I thought the last match was intense, this one is just a blur of color and motion. It's clear that Rumble is no longer holding anything back. His bot moves with crazy speed, but above all, total control and precision. Ari's movements are clearly rougher, even though she's mastered the structural reorganization of her bot. It's almost like she's not used to 3D space. Come on, Ari, you can do it! The fate of the world rests on your shoulders, chosen one. Ari barely skates out of Rumble's favored landing combo, but she turns so sharply that her bot stumbles away. Rumble's lip twitches into a smirk. It was an honor, but your time draws to an end. May you make your peace. And he hits her solidly, sending her bot flying into the air. Yahiko winces. It's over. Air combo into a ground pound. But as Rumble leaps after Ari, she flaunts into a vertical plank that better cuts through air resistance, falling before he can land a blow. Although surprised, Rumble reorients his bot to hold out its foot for a single devastating dive kick. I don't see how she can get out of this. Trying to change forms and move will take too long, but she can't move while she's still a plank. And if she does return to her usual form, the kick will put so much heavy damage on the bot that I don't see her recovering the match. This must be the end of the series. Then I see Ari's fingers flying over the controller and her boxy bot rapidly disassembling into a condensed brick. And then I understand. As Rumble's bot soars forward, foot extended, ready to strike the killing blow, Ari's bot melts into an indestructible brick settled on the ground and biting its time. Or biting. And then, just at the right moment, Ari mashes her hand on the controller. The metal brick springs forward, slapping right into Rumble's bot, and spun. And then, as if in slow motion, Rumble's bot sails into the air, flipping in a perfect double axel, head over heel, right over the bounds of the fighting box. And it plummets into the middle of the audience. Silence stretches on as the crowd tries to process what just happened. The mic drops from the representative's hand, barely and mercifully muted in time before it hits the stage. Rumble stares blankly at his controller, as if he's trying to wake himself from a dream. Ari stares blankly at her controller, as if she's suddenly and uncontrollably hungry. Fists of our cheering team are stopped mid-pump in the air, looking like we're in the middle of a half-hearted fistfight. And then, the winner of the round, and therefore the set, is Ari Higara, the new challenger. The representative numbly stammers these words, still in shock. Another moment of dead silence passes. Then the crowd erupts into cheers. She did it, dude. Look at the moves. Look at the plays. Ari, what was that? She won. She really won. Hi. That was incredibly impressive. Ha. The tiny one's got some surprises up her sleeve. And I scored a perfect shot of the winning moment. Ari stands to her feet with a broad smile, bowing politely at her opponent. Rumble doesn't seem the least bit irritated. Truly, on this day, we have met well in wartime. Challenger Ari. He bows his head in respect, solemnly walks into the crowd to pick up his bot, and disappears behind the stage. Wow, how incredible. Despite all odds, it seems as if the challenger has come away victorious. Miss Higura, what are your thoughts on Miss Higura? But Ari has already walked to the edge of the stage, seemingly ignorant of the representative's queries. She quietly leaps down only to get swarmed by our group. Good job, Ari. That was amazing. You really showed them. How are you able to understand the system so quickly? The controller plays just like Rev Red. The fighting game, right? Yes, you play. But of course, you see, the Red Rev Mecha Warrior was actually the inspiration for the design of President J. Graves' bot. Just like all roads lead to Rome, all of Yahiko's comments lead to Governor Mercer. I see, perhaps we should play sometime. She sounds hesitant at the idea, but I can't discern why. Maybe she doesn't want to play with Yahiko, but then she wouldn't make the offer in the first place. I'm down. They walk back down the road chattering eagerly about video games, of all things, completely ignoring the hapless representative. Come to think of it, wasn't Ari supposed to win one of the robots? Not that she seems to care. I wonder if we should accept Ari's robot for her. It's not our choice, Miki. I know. I lead the group back to the map, showing some mercy on the poor representative. After all, her higher-ups can't be too happy about bargaining a new prototype on a whim. It's probably best if we let this be, considering that the only person who deserves to care is Ari. And Ari, well, she seemed happier about playing with the bot than the actual victory itself. Ari and Yahiko are already waiting for us by the campus map. Dude, you guys are so slow. Maybe you're always in a rush to go places. Some people like leisurely walks. Leisurely walks? We don't have time for that. Look at all the stuff we gotta hit. Oh, please don't tell me it's gonna make us hit everything on that list. Yama, my minion, lead us on. You have a good head for efficiency. Do we really have that much stuff to explore? I take a look at the map to verify what we have left. Oh, please, it's gonna make me go through all of these. I was hoping to get to like the horror stuff in the game. Tech Sandbox, Tower Drop. I want to go to Extreme Carousel because I've never heard of an Extreme Carousel before. Oh, Cap, you see that? Do you see that? I look to where she's rapidly waving her arm and find myself staring at a little carousel. Yeah, it's a bit underwhelming. No, behind it. Behind it? I look upward behind the kid-friendly circle of ponies and it's a much larger, much taller carousel with its seats rising into the air as it spins, and the seats are dragons. We can fly to the 7 seas and beyond, Cap. Who wouldn't want to do that? Probably someone afraid of heights, which no one in the group seems to be. Well, what are you guys' thoughts? Sounds great. You're exempt. You agree to everything Akira says. I so do not. I say we go for it. Trying new things is always a great idea. Doesn't look all that exciting to me, but I got worse. I could have a dragon for a minion. I look to Ari and Elizabeth, but they only shrug. I'm tempted to skip by all this stuff. Great, time to ride the spinning wheel of death. It's gotta be safer than a roller coaster, right? We trot briskly, a little too briskly for my taste, to the line where Akira points excitedly at the carousel. Hey, Rui, do you see what I see? I look to see where she's pointing. A couple seat, of course. I don't know what you're saying. Why, you and Cap should ride together, of course. But why would I ride with Yamai? He's so fat. Excuse me? I'm sure she just meant to say that you're big bone, Cap. That's definitely not what surprised me. I honestly don't see anything of Yamas that can be called fat. So unfair. He doesn't even exercise. I do, on occasion. Yeah, when all the planets align and the blue moon rises. He was fit as a bull when he was in track. You could be a real hotshot if you join track again, Cap. Why would I do that? good aim with firearms. It's important. She didn't mean that kind of hotshot, Ari. Then what did she mean? The attendant chooses that moment to raise the barrier. Rui snaps to attention with a grin that's a little too shiny. Oh boy, wow, guess it's time to go. We sure don't want to hold up the line. I really feel like stretching my legs. Like elephant leg room. Solo pod for me. Before anyone in the group can blink, she immediately leaps into a one-person dragon seat and straps herself in. Behind her, floods of people push past us, struggling to secure the best spots. Clearly, Rui hasn't watched enough dramas to know what happens when you defy fate. What happens? I have no clue. I haven't watched enough dramas either. You die, murdered, in cold blood. Nice. Right. You know, you and Rui are like really bad depth perception? You look like you're really close, but you're actually not. Oh, okay, I see. This might be a novel concept, but Rui and I are independent people. Sometimes we like to do things on our own. But why do something on your own when you can do it together? That sounds really unhealthy. Just because you can do something together doesn't mean you should. Just like technically you could take a poop together, that doesn't mean you should. You strike me as the kind of person who doesn't like to ask for help, Kat. That's really random. Not really. See, they're the kind of people who would say, just because you can do something alone doesn't mean you should. That means that they can't do anything on their own. Oh, I don't think it's that. What's the point of life if you never affect other people? This conversation is taking an interesting turn. I lean in despite myself. What do you mean by that? Well, if you live as a hermit in the Alps and you don't do a single thing, then the world would be the exact same whether you live or die. So you shouldn't you always be looking to affect other people? Interesting. Crazy Akira has thoughts like these. You can end up having a negative impact, so no, not really. Think about the difference of impact between Stalin versus, I don't know, some random citizen who buys a homeless guy some coffee. But either way, Cap, that random citizen was still affecting humanity. Doing everything alone seems lonely. I pause at that. Yes, it really does. Hey, you two might want to hurry up before all the seats are taken. We're on it, Highness. When I look up, I notice that all the solo spaces are occupied, leaving only couple vehicles. Of course. Well, this should be pretty simple. Akira and I can ride together, negating the risk of putting up with some other idiot stranger. Akira, which one do you want? Eh? We're boarding together? What, you'd rather be with a stranger? I always enjoy the opportunity to make someone's day a little more surreal. Usually I believe her, but something about her seems unusually fidgety. Come on, I'm not putting up with some random kid who'd barf all over me. What happens when you go against fate? It makes a love triangle in dramas. I hook my arm around hers and pull her into the nearest two-seater, a nice golden dragon with overly long lashes to make it look distinctly feminine. She promptly sits down, face completely blank, and I strap the seatbelt over us. She doesn't say a single word even when I'm done prepping the vehicle. What's wrong? On the contrary, what's right? Pardon? Nothing. She turns her head and stares resolutely out the window so I can't see her face. I wait for her to start some random conversation, but she says nothing. Kira. No response. The attendant drops by our car and closes the door. She takes one look at Kira, one look at me, and raises an eyebrow. Girlfriend mad? She seems to be saying. I try to shake my hand in the universal, no, this is not my girlfriend, but she seems to take it as, I swear I didn't do anything wrong, and only shakes her head as she walks away. Did I make Akira mad? Akira, are you mad? No. Oh, okay. More silence. Another attendant's voice drones on as the beginning procedure of the ride. Still nothing from Akira. So how's life? No response. Akira might as well have turned into stone. The ride starts up in a cranky whirl and our vehicle begins to pick up speed, rising into the air. We ascend for a few moments, stopping at a nice intermediate point around 10 feet off the ground. Having fun? Still nothing. What's going on? Hey, Akira? And they're off. We'll find specimens of Draconis Rex gracing the ring. It's no secret that the crowd favorite is a famous Freddy, world champion for the past 120 seasons of the dragon races. Why at this very moment we can see money exchanging hands, because it is in this fictional world, betting is totally not illegal. I've no clue where this is coming from, but somehow it's a relief. I'll take a weird Akira over a quiet Akira any day. Still, it doesn't take a genius to notice that she's completely ignoring me. She won't even glance in my direction. So Akira, come on Freddy, I didn't raise you to be a loser. Win this race or I'm grounding you for a month. She leans forward and slams a firm hand on the neck of our dragon, which startles me. Our steed flies higher as if in response. That's more like it. Show me that my life savings spent on JPDA certified grass-fed gluten-free organic carrots will pay dividends. Aren't carrots for horses? Some dragons are vegetarian. Are you mocking their dietary sacrifices? I really didn't peg you as such a dragonist person. What? 2018, everyone gets offended by everything. You see, I'm the esteemed Sir Angle Trainer of Dragons Worldwide, and you are just insignificant little Sir Caraway? Why those names? I'm Angle because I like to be Angel, but no matter how close I get, I can't. And you're Caraway because whenever you have a care, you throw it away. At this, Akira seems to renew her determination to ignore me because she turns forward again, renewing the scolding of her erstwhile dragon. Freddy, you must redeem yourself. There's rising newcomers on the scene, you know? Backwater talents like Recaf, Lift Table, and Hagen are taking the respective nations by storm. Don't tell me that your age is getting to you. I mean, he's been around for at least 120 years apparently. It's pretty old by my standards. The end is in sight. Go for the finish, Freddy. But just as she stands up in her seat, only to be stopped by a belt, and waves one arm dramatically forward, the ride begins to slow lower, pulling back in speed. No! But yes, our time on the ride has come to an end, judging from the deceleration. This seems to put Akira into a frenzy. I should have known. If you are what you eat, then Freddy just became a certified grass-fed gluten-free organic carrot. And no race can be won by certified grass-fed gluten-free organic carrot. She still doesn't look at me even as she unbuckles the seatbelt and jumps out of the vehicle. I barely catch her arm as she leaves. Hey Akira, what's the big deal? You let go of that arm, Cap. She suddenly sounds very, very serious. I let go of her arm. You're avoiding me, aren't you? Avoiding your face is very different from avoiding you, Cap. What's that supposed to mean? It means it's time to meet up with the others. She bounds away before I can stop her. Great, guess I have to follow along. The rest of the group has reconvened by the map, some noticeably more thrilled than others. How was it, Rui, being in a pod by yourself? Oh, not you too, Miki. Akira, how was it for you? Me? Well, I had fun. I sat in a pod with this kid who I convinced to check out Mercer. I keep doing that. Great. Yeah, I'm sure it was good and all, but why don't we do something more exciting? The clamor of the group is starting to get to me, so I focus on Masato's statement. What do you suggest we try? You pick something, man. Thanks. Delegation at its finest. Right. Guess it's time to take another look at this map. Please don't make me go through all this stuff. Tech sandbag, tower drop, maybe laser tag. Laser tag is cool. Tech showcase. We'll do laser tag. Oh, maybe I should have saved it. Oh, I guess I saved not that long ago anyway. It doesn't matter. A large dome at the corner of the map catches my eye. I tap it for more details. Ultimate Laser Tag Center brought to you by Lemniscate Site Code. Lemniscate Site Code? That's glasses, right? They're goggles with interactive displays. It gives you stats and targeting cursors and a mini-map so it feels like you're in a video game. Really? Yeah, we gotta give it a try. And he races off to the laser center without a second glance. I guess we're going there. Thankfully, no one seems to have any objections. We arrive at the attraction without any interruptions. We're admittedly fairly quickly because... oh, maybe because our group is large enough to single-handedly create a game. Okay, we need 2 team captains. Hell yeah, anyone who wants to win, join me. We'll be great at not only shooting stuff, but solving stuff. Join the Harvard assassination crew today. Harvard assassination crew. What kind of name is that? It's a pretty cool one. Well, that's one team captain. Who shall dare contest him? He bellows this out like an announcer of some twisted reality show. I will. It's preferable to following an incompetent leader. Her enthusiasm is overwhelming. Well, the captains have been selected, so without further ado, it's time to start the draft. Captain Kurogane, you may pick your first minion. Rui. Well, that was quick. I get where he's coming from. Rui's thoughtful, but can be quick on her feet. She'd be a good selection. At the same time, I don't see the rush to pick her first. It's not like Elizabeth would ever select her. A fair choice. Hayata is now aligned with the Harvard assassination crew. Captain Oshiro, it's your turn. You pick 2 minions as per drafting rules. Official drafting rules for laser tag? Can't hurt. Oshiro, the clock's ticking. Elizabeth rolls her eyes but glances between the remaining participants. Misaki. That's Kazehaya for you. The Resistance. We're the Resistance. What? Why the Resistance? I've always wanted to be part of a resistance. Kazehaya has joined the Resistance. We're not the Resistance. But I want to be part of a resistance. It's up to me to choose whether you're in the Resistance or not. So, it is the Resistance? We're not a Resistance. Thankfully, the clamor dies down when Yahiko raises a hand. You may pick 1 more minion unless you wish to give up your advantage. Never. Considering that getting her here was akin to pulling teeth, she's remarkably engaged in all the activities. I choose... oh, please. I forgot I'm in Discord. Her eyes pass over Akira and flinch at Yahiko. Oh my gosh. I need to close. I thought I closed it. My bad, I need to close the Discord. Why isn't it opening? Okay, my Discord isn't opening for some reason. Oh, please. Now I don't play RuneScape. Go away. You don't even like this kind of game. You just came to make fun of me. Her eyes pass over Akira's and flinch at Yahiko. For a few seconds they flicker between me and Ari. Whoops. Yama, get over here. Everyone falls to silence. For a long moment, all that can be heard is the faint hum of the overhead light. You're serious? What? You weren't exactly happy with Yama earlier. Can't I pick who I want? I'm the captain. You want him? Not like that. I just want to win. Is that so wrong? No, nothing's wrong at all. Guess we better get the show on the road, eh, folks? Captain Kuroge, your selection, you may choose 2 minions. Well, ain't you playing? That I am. Come over here to the Harvard assassination crew. Sweet. As Yahiko skips over, Rui gestures wildly to Masato, tiptoeing to whisper in his ear. After a brief second, he nods. And then oh, wow. And the second one is Eri. Eri only blinks for a moment, but at Rui's friendly wave, she travels to Masato's group, which places Karubi on the resistance by default. It's not the resistance. So without further ado, let's get this game underway. Yeah, let's do it. Don your gear, players. We'll see you on the fields of justice. With that, Masato leads his group to snatch up lightweight vests and goggles and dash into the black room. Elizabeth gathers us in a tight circle, her expression unreadable. Right, I believe it would be of optimal efficiency to place 2 members on assault, 1 on defense and 1 as an intermediary. Mizaki, what do you think of defense? Probably because she trusts Mizaki the most. Excellent idea. Good. Yama and I shall lead assault. Probably because she wants to keep an eye on me. Akira. Leave it to me. Top tier intermediary coming right up. What does an intermediary do? As we have 2 members on assault, you'll mainly be covering for Mizaki. However, Mizaki will generally stay in one location while you run patrols. Gotcha. Mediocre class intermediary coming right up. Elizabeth clearly ignores us. Instead, she heads to the rack, tossing vests and goggles at us. Yama. Yes, Your Highness. Don't be stupid. Yes, Your Highness. Although that might prove to be too difficult for you. I feel inspired already. Right, we've wasted enough time. Let's go. Wait, what about the team chant? We don't need one. She moves to the door, but Akira tugs on her elbow. We can't start a war without a chant. It would be a travesty. Apparently it would be a travesty if we used our time efficiently. Aw, come on. Team bonding is just as important as tactics and individual skill. Fine. Make it quick. Akira salutes her with a cheery wink and gathers us into a huddle. She speaks breathlessly, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. Day may come when the courage of men fails. Quickly, I said. Blah 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 blah. This day, we fight. Long live the resistance. Heck, why not? Long live the resistance! Let's go go go, deploy deploy deploy. Nice. Wow. We bolt into the dark room in our vests. As we're swallowed in blackness, I slip my goggles over my eyes. The interface immediately switches on, providing me with slick graphics and motion cursors. In the upper left, I see team portraits that light up as each member speaks. Looks like site code. Comes with comms. There's also a map, health count, ammo count, and location notifier. Except I'm missing a bullet. Meh, whatever. Doesn't matter. Whoa. These are stunning. Oh, I've got to get me one of these. Presently. Wow, I'm reading terribly. Presently, a hum washes over the large chamber, and the walls come to live with the image of the Academy cafeteria. Whoa, a live simulation. Lemniscate is truly... Oh, please stop! I can't even close Discord for some reason. It's glitching on my computer. Lemniscate is truly ahead of their time. Let's get to our positions. Despite her brisk words, her face is open in wonder. Seems like she's also a fan. As we head to our places, the intercom cuts with a mechanical sounding female voice. Welcome to the field, blue team. This is standard capture the flag, not red flag. Best of one. I keep adding random words in when I'm reading. Your Lemniscate sight codes display your health. Let it fall too far, and you shall be disqualified for the rest of the match. You should also note that your ammunition is limited. Use it wisely. You're going to need that one bullet you're missing, main character. As Akira and Mizaki split towards our base on the rooftop, Elizabeth motions me to a corner at the perimeter. Ooh, are we going to make out? Stuff it. This is the way to their base. A quick glance at the minimap confirms her claim. When the game starts, we go together but cautiously. Isn't it better to attack from two different directions? Who's captain again? Oh, I see. You do want to make out. Stop it. Bloody, gallivanting mug of your trolley, stonking great ego. I can only grin at her as the intercom flickers to life. All players are within their team zone. The game will begin in 10 seconds. Cheerio to you, good chap. 8 seconds. I say, this ought to be a jolly good show. 5 seconds. I'm right knackered, I am. Yama. You called, Your Highness? She paused for a moment, clearly struggling to keep a hold of herself. Do you know why I put you on assault with me? To make me miserable? Because for some reason, the tiniest part of me believed that you might actually be great at it. Her words freeze me to the ground. My mind runs blank. I can only stare at her in disbelief. 0 seconds. The match has begun. A light-toned bell rings through the room. Elizabeth turns her attention to the corridors. Let's go. She stalks to the courtyard. Even as I follow her, my thoughts are a jumble in my head. Great at it? Great at anything? How could I be great at anything? I can't even do anything mildly well. Great? And why would Elizabeth tell me so? The girl who hates my guts. The girl whose guts I hate. Is this like a harem game instead of a horror game? Just all the girls have a crush on the main character? Why would she say that? I could be great at something. Stop. She throws out her hand. It collides with my chest, sending a rush of sparks up my spine. I quickly step back, shaking the feeling off. In other words, he got turned on because she touched his chest. There, Yahiko Ikari. I turn to where she's pointing. Yahiko is seated on an artificial ledge, his gun on his lap. How foolish. He won't even be able to shoot back. Guess we better take care of him. I swiftly raise my gun, but Elizabeth slaps at my hand. Hold your gun properly. Excuse me, Your Highness? I didn't realize that laser tag had rules of combat. It can only help your accuracy, you know. She raises her own gun, her voice lowering to a concentrated whisper. Steady breathing, proper stance, and grip are important, but a good trigger pull is what can make it or break it. Her posture shifts carefully as if gunning someone down was a common occasion. With laser-like focus, she finally moves her fingers to the trigger. One sharp flick of the finger, the trigger clicks, and Yahiko immediately jolts up, hands flying to his goggles. Yow! Somebody shot me. That should have been a fatal shot. Laser tag would be really short with fatal shots. Yeah. Oh, be useful and shoot something. I obligingly poke my gun out of the hole and fire blindly. Hey, there's limited ammo. Aha, there you are. Not what I had in mind. You have a mind? Shut up and run. We race through the obstacles as shots sound all around us. Finally, we find an out-of-the-way corner where we pause to catch our breaths. Right, we must have a new plan, such as Yahiko is the only person on defense, and we passed no intermediaries on our way here. Paired with Masato's personality, it's highly likely that 3 people are on assault. So Mizaki will be overrun. They probably have the flag by now. Oddly enough, I can respect her at the moment. She seems to know what she's doing. Well, where does that leave us? We'll have to kill them on our way back. Akira, come in. What's your status? Akira! Right, their comms must have shot before they could alert us. We're on our own, Yama. So what's the plan? You take the red flag and sprint back to our base as soon as possible. I'll hold them off while I can. But that's suicide. She draws her chin up and gestures to the entrance. It's a game, guys, come on. Then it shall be a worthy sacrifice. Now go and don't look back. Every passing second is a second wasted. The pulsing warble of laser guns draws closer. I obligingly dive around the corner and scoop the flag into my arm as Elizabeth screams. Long live the resistance! She's taking this a little too seriously. Well, I guess it's up to me to get the flag to our base before Masato gets back to his. I sprint at full speed, winding through the simulated campus as I hear Elizabeth goading the other team into chasing her. With the flag in tow, I haphazardly make my way back to base. I've only got so much time before Elizabeth is shot. I'm hit. Looks like Masato actually left someone behind as a guard. I swing around just in time to see a small figure diving behind cover. Crap, my health is at 50%. At the very least, I still got a few chances left. Admittedly, laser tag would be pretty boring if I followed a one-shot, one-kill system. Yeah, that would be really boring. My grip on the pistol tightens as I peer from my little refuge. I line up my aim so that if the guard emerges, I have a chance to take them down first. I can't react fast enough. Neither of those shots hit when the guard darted from cover to cover. It's too fast for you. 4 shots left and it feels like I couldn't hit them even if, my gun was something. I pressed enter too quick. I'm down to 25% of my health, maybe 20 meters away from capturing the flag. After all of Elizabeth's hard-earned work too, screw it. Charge towards the back table, ignoring the danger behind me. Standing around like that is just going to get me killed. I dive behind the nearest piece of cover as I hear the enemy's laser pistol flare to life. It's down to the wire now. Final chance, right? I stand up, blindly firing my remaining shots at the figure that's just a few feet away. The figure drops their gun in defeat as a dead icon pops up over them. I'm dead. With that, Eri places her gun on a nearby bench and pulls out a peach to munch on without a second thought. It reminds me of Attack on Titan, that potato girl. Apparently getting killed doesn't mean much. That was somewhat anticlimactic, especially given how lucky I was to have shot her despite me firing haphazardly. Beggars can't be choosers though. I promptly plant the red flag on our stand. It glows in response, and after a second of humming, clicks into place. Clear, high tone brings the game to a close. Game over. Victory to blue. The hell? Please exit the room. But I got the flag. Please stop arguing with an artificial voice and exit the room. Masato's grumbling is prominent, but I notice dark shapes, converging at the exit. Guess I'd better follow them. Takes a few moments to adjust to the blinding sunlight. Still, everyone seems to be fairly happy. Everyone except Masato, of course. We're the rightful winners. Well, we would have been if someone didn't go on a wild goose chase instead of returning the flag. I was gonna as soon as I caught up to the trash talker, Then you probably shouldn't complain. Amidst the commotion, I noticed that Elizabeth is strangely quiet. I was expecting her to gloat with her victory, maybe toss in a few snappish better than thou comments here or there. But she's just standing by the map, a faraway look in her eyes as her lips are pulled into a smile. Well, it couldn't be helped. We had the best leader, you know? I bet Yama took charge. Oh no, we were led to victory beneath the banner of the wise Elizabeth Oshiro. She came up with all those fancy tactics and everything. To everyone's surprise, Elizabeth blushes slightly and lowers her head. Really? Good job. Thank you. Somehow those simple words feel like more than a compliment. Yeah, let's keep going. I'll get my revenge. Well, I'm counting on it. Thankfully, the conflict feels teasing rather than biting. I return to the map with a smile to pick out the next destination. Please, why is it making me go through all these? Tech sandbox, hard job. Let's do tech sandbox. Hey, look at that, a tech promotion. He points excitedly at the map, reading it in a clear, loud voice. Grab a group of friends, see into each other's phones, see the truth, conquer the world. Wow, that just sounds like all layers of sketchy. Yes, it does. I'm not crazy about that idea. It's because he has prawns on his phone. But think of how much power you can have. If you know what everyone wants, you can be the most powerful king on the planet. He excitedly runs off before I can call a vote. Exasperated, I turn to the rest of the group. Are we really doing this? It's sponsored by the park. It's bound to be safe. We'll have the opportunity to see some state-of-the-art tech. Park doesn't concern me. I know they have to deal wisely with the proceedings of the land in some deep trouble. No, I'm far more worried about what our group will do with the information they get from one another. Hopefully no one has nudes. We drop into the tidy air-conditioned facility, falling on Yahiko's heels. The area is full of commotion, primarily from other young adults laughing, shouting, and clearly trying to embarrass each other with freshly gathered dirt. Hey everyone, guess who Yukiko likes? Shut up. Yeah, what exactly is this exhibit about? Yahiko is already chatting up one of the attendants. He returns to us in a few minutes, bouncing eagerly on his toes. Okay, so here's how it works. We each have an opportunity to do a little digging on each other for a few minutes. Then we engage in an ultimate battle of wits by running a campaign for dictator of the world. Wait, slow down. What exactly do you mean? Well, we use the information we learned to convince each other to vote for us, like we blackmail each other or we make some kind of promise. Wait, what? How will we do that? I've just met some of you today after all. Oh, don't worry, Miki. Usually Lemniscate phones have really advanced security features so that they can't be hacked. The only visible information is what users want to share. Yeah, they'd like us to believe that, wouldn't they? Well, guess what? Here we can choose to lower that security and look into each other's phones. Location information, browsing history, usage statistics, even message and call history, all at your fingertips. What part of this sounds fun? Are we even speaking the same language? Well, in that case, this sounds interesting. I thoroughly agree. Ha, I've got nothing to hide. Sounds like a party and a half. Guess that settles it. What's going on? Don't they understand the danger? Is everyone sadistic? I reminded of the time when Yahiko wanted to jump off the roof to test if he could fly with umbrellas. Him and his supposedly brilliant ideas. I send some quiet thanks to whoever decided to build the pool straight below the railing. Guys? Sweet. Mizaki, would you mind alerting the fine lady of our decision? Mizaki obediently runs off and grabs the attendant, who starts to outline the rules. The first phase of the game would involve 10 minutes of concentrated research, all firewalls down. Everyone would look into one another's phones. The second phase of the game would involve utilizing that information in an attempt to gather a following of minions. What exactly that entails, nobody knows. It's probably intentionally vague to leave room for interpretation. It sounds like a game around as fishy as a technique it's using, so I seized the opportunity to sit back and run the timer. I'm curious as to what my friends might be hiding, but not enough to sacrifice my own privacy. What are you hiding, Yama? Right. Are we all ready? Yama's being a party pooper, but aside from that, we're good. Embrace the future, Yama. This is the ideal of technology. I'll stick with pen and paper, thanks. Ha! Are you an old man? You don't even use a pen and paper. I would if I had a pen that worked. You can always, I don't know, buy one? Now why would I do that? Aw, come on, let's just get started. Yama isn't gonna join us. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Despite the climatic setup, the group proceeds to simply squat down and scroll rapidly through their phones. The silence is brief, only a few seconds pass before Misaki's face drops in horror. Acon phones? Who would bother purchasing an Acon phone? Just beside her, Yakio reps into glee. Ha, I knew it. I was right all along. Interesting. Come to think of it, Misaki and Yakio would be the best at gathering phone information. They know their electronics inside and out. Masato, on the other hand. Damn, can I use this thing for anything other than phone calls? Ruki and Akira aren't having much more luck. Where do I start? Internet search history? Purchase records? None of this stuff is juicy. Where's the questions about the meaning of life? Ari is silent as always. I have no doubt that she can secure the information she needs. She seems very capable in that regard. The problem for her will be presenting that information in the right way. 5 minutes. Already? Let's see. Yes, definitely. Ha! I shall rule the world. Why ain't anyone else using a running app? Governmersher. 3 things every girl wants in a guy. Governmersher. My phone buzzes in my hand like a miniature death. No. You're rude, Brandon. Then leave. You just came to trigger me. I gotta end the stream in a minute. I was hoping to get past this park stuff, but because I want to get to the horror. Time's up. The group explodes in a frenzy, practically lunging at each other with the streams of words that sound like presenting campaign statements. I might finish like this part, and then I think I have to stop streaming. I'll throw lots of festivals if I get elected. Sorry, I'm not interested. Are you and your friends fighting over a guy? What would make you say that? Your search history. What to do if you and your bestie like the same guy? Love triangle solutions? How to stop liking? It's drama club research, I tell you. It's a regular pattern. Searched every few months since last year. The most recent search was... Wave the white flag of surrender. I concede. You have won this day. Eri smiles with innocent satisfaction as Akira registers her fingerprint for an official counter. Huh, so blackmail is an acceptable way to gather minions, not just fictional promises. Wait, what did Eri mean when she said, like the same person? You're so dense, main character. Masato, join me and I'll advocate for track. You think I'm that easy? Hell no. Masato, can you pretty please join me? I'll advocate for track. Okay. What? Looks like personal preference have a large impact too. Eventually my eyes land on Yakiko. In this setting, his usually grating egotism gives him a nice sheen of confidence. In fact, he seems to be doing better than everyone else. Say, Ari, when I get elected, I'll make a video game class mandatory at the academy. And just like that, she registers her fingerprint. What? Of all things, video games? Ruri, if you join me, I'll give childhood friends a special legal status. Deal. What? Why would she want that? What kind of legal privileges could you even award to a childhood friend? Masato, my man. If you think I'm gonna be easy, man, you got another thing coming. I'll run a huge fundraiser for track by using my special access to lemniscate technology. And another fingerprint registration. Yahiko's knocking everyone out like bowling pins. Elizabeth, I'll make Yama take private tutoring for the rest of the semester. Well said, you've earned my vote. Elizabeth, I'm both shocked and not shocked at all. Wait, at this rate, Yahiko will be the winner. Akira, I can provide lessons on love in... Don't say it. Take my vote. Take it. His last opponent is Mizaki, who's also been disturbingly productive in the campaign game. She greets him with a smile. I'm not easily overpowered. Neither am I, Mizaki. Shall we draw our swords simultaneously? A duel amongst dancing cherry blossoms. What is this? Samurai flick? They crouch forward slightly, like they're going to physically lunge for each other's throats. A moment of silence passes between them, even as the others in the group continue campaigning to one another. Then Mizaki and Yahiko both burst into action, practically screaming at the top of their lungs. Corporations will mandate requiring vacation time for their employees with families. Social Security will redefine parental negligence. Wow. For a moment, they can only stand there equally surprised at the other statements. Vacation time? Parental negligence? Why do I suddenly feel like I know nothing about them? Please, main character. They couldn't be playing around, right? No judging from their expressions, they're completely serious. Shouldn't be surprised. There's bound to be a lot of stuff that I don't know. My friends have their own lives, and I have mine. In other words, you don't care about them. In fact, they probably don't have any idea how Shigeru and I know each other. That's fine. Some things are none of their business. Some things are none of my business. It's all well and good. But it still really bothers me. I know it's childless. I know that I made myself stay out of this game. No one kicked me out. I could learn just as much about Mizaki as Yahiko did. Really, I have no one to blame but myself. Your strike found an adequate mark, son of Ikari, as did yours, daughter of Kazehaya. You have trained well. Ah, right. There's a samurai duel going on. However, I concede that your blow found a vital organ, while mine only made its mark on a limb. I concede this round. She presses her finger against his phone to register her print. The moment she does, a tone sounds by the attendance booth. Congratulations, Yahiko Ikari. You have won your election unanimously. All seriousness melts from Yahiko's face and replaced with shining pride. Am I a dictator now? You are. Oh boy. I really thought it would feel more awesome. Well, you get a prize, 1 free year of LemCloud Premium. I don't know what this means, but in case Mizaki... Oh, but it causes Mizaki to stand bolt upright and lean forward in anticipation. Clearly she's regretting that she conceded. Oh thanks, but I already have permanent free premium. What happens when you're the son of 2 rulers? Actually, when I think about it, it's really likely that Yahiko is the son of some influential people, from the sounds of it, people who work at Lemniscate. He has an insane number of shoes that are all designer brands, made in Italy. He's attending the academy without any scholarships, judging from his grades, and he doesn't seem to have any financial worries, or life worries in general. Maybe he's really is the son of some higher-ups at Lemniscate. I'll take it. And go ahead. She eagerly retrieves the gift code from the attendant as the rest of us are ushered out the door. Elizabeth seems refreshed on the activity. Rue looks like she enjoyed herself. Akira and Masato, on the other hand. There's always a tomorrow. Hell yeah. And they're fine. Manipulating people doesn't seem to be their kind of game. Actually, what surprised me the most was that Yahiko did so well. Not only was he efficient in his research, but he knew which arguments to use and how to present them. So Yahiko, you haven't gone to, I don't know, prep school or anything, right? Prep school? You know, where you learn etiquette, politics, how to talk to people, or more specifically, how to manipulate people. Ha! Why would I do that? My natural genius is enough. It's just one of my many advantages of being born an Ikari. My dear minion, my blood is superior. Right, I'm suddenly sorry I asked. Sorry, I'm here. Should we get going? She looks pointedly at me, like I'm supposed to decide our next destination. What, am I? Well, no one else in the group is budging, so I guess it's up to me. I guess I should have changed the name of this stream to Amusement Park. I think I might do one more, because I wanted to get somewhere else. I don't know, let's just do Tower Drop. I'll do one more. Several terrified screams from nearby turn my attention to a tower of twisted metal that seems to stretch to the sky. Masato eagerly nudges me in the ribs, pointing frantically at said towers of twisted metal. Hey Yama, you and me. What? Tower drop, man. No. There are more elegant ways of suicide, you know? It ain't suicide, it'll be awesome. Clearly his definition of awesome vastly differs from mine, or any sane person's definition of awesome. Have fun. You gotta come with me. What? Why? It's destiny, man. Can't hear it calling you? The ground is calling me more. Stop babying around. Think of it this way. Gravity's acceleration is 9.8 meters per second squared, and that tower is maybe 125 meters high. If we plug it in to figure out the end-in velocity of a fallen object, we get the square root of 2 times 9.8 times 125, which is 1225, and that gets us 49.5. Bam! Our end-in velocity is 49.5 meters per second downward, neglecting air resistance, of course. When we plug that into the time equation, to get the time, we gotta divide our velocity numbers by gravity numbers. Please, I don't want math. So, 49.5 divided by 9.8, which gives us something around 5.05 seconds. This all means that if the tower breaks, you'll only be terrified out of your wits for 5.05 seconds before you die a quick and painless death. Oh, that's nice. Thanks. That's really reassuring. Still, this sudden display of intelligence leaves everyone in shocked silence. Masato easily grasps me by the arm and lugs me to the tower. Sometimes I think that Masato is a lot smarter than I give him credit for. I feel an impending sense of doom as the attendant straps me in the tower seat, leaving my legs dangling in thin air. I don't see why anyone would do this for fun. Being terrified is fun, man. Yeah. Machinist. My stomach lodges in my throat as our seats begin to rise. I note that there's an hyperventilating girl to my left and further down. The kid looks like he's about to vomit. Heh, you should calm down, man. You look like little Hibaki. Hiba what? Hibaki, my bro, 8 years old. Oh, I didn't know you had a little brother. Got lots of them, and more to spare. 4 little tykes to look after. Wait a minute. 4 siblings? You really didn't know? Who in their right mind would have 5 children? 8 technically, but the older ones are in college. You realize that just makes things more outrageous, right? How could 2 people possibly take care of 8 children? My grandmother had like, I think it was 8 children or 9. You saying that Mom and Pa didn't raise us right? Well, honestly, as every member of their family as capable as Masato, I'd be terrified of how much power they'd have. What was it like growing up? Oh, it was amazing. We learned how to fight tooth and nail for our survival. Is that psychologically healthy? How did you survive? Competitions, man. Competitions are the answer to everything. Things are beginning to make a lot more sense. So you had to fight for your food when you were a baby? Nah, Ma fed me then. What about when you were a toddler? Aw, come on. No Kurogane lets another Kurogane start. What? And why did you have competitions at all? Ha, I get you now, Yama. I kinda was thinking, you know, why don't you try it anything? But I get it now, because you don't want anything. Something about his words cuts deeper than I expect. What does that have to do with anything? Oh, what does that have anything to do with food competitions? Easy. We all wanted desserts, so we all fought for them. So you split the regular food, but you fought for treats? Yep. Nothing else, talking with Masato helps distract me from the dizzying plunge beneath my feet. I search for more questions to keep my mind occupied. I see, I guess what this park is for is to learn more about each person, but it takes forever! How did your parents manage to feed 8 children? The older ones work, including me. Do you have a job? Track is my job. You get paid? I get a scholarship, same thing. How will you pay for college? Also scholarship. I need a full ride, nothing less can do. Can't help but feel undeservedly privileged. I've never had to worry about money, even during Isamu's down points. Is that what all your siblings have done? It's a Kurogane tradition, man. Maya's the oldest. She's trained herself in Taekwondo till she could work and pay for her own lessons. Got a scholarship to Seoul Uni after she won nationals. And Yudai, he's second oldest, prodigy at piano. I say that word so funny. At piano. Played in the music shop because Ma and Pa ain't got one. Happened to run into some dude from Juilliard, and next thing you know, he's got plane ticket to New York. I slouched in shock. From the sounds of it, the Kuroganes could conquer the universe if they so desired. So what? Here it comes, man. Brace yourself. He clutches his armrest as our seats begin to plummet to the ground. This makes me want to go to Canada's Wonderland. While I've never had a huge aversion for heights, the sudden change of momentum twists my guts into knots. The vertigo throws me into nausea as wind screams past my ears and into my chair. Yeah! After a long moment, we finally reach the bottom, somehow still in one piece. Now that's a ride. A ride straight to hell. The instant the attendant releases us, I bolt back to the comfort of safety on shaky knees. Well, look who's back. Haha, shut up. But you look like you were having so much fun. Wanna go, Rui? Huh? Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Actually, I think she would love to go. Come on, Rui. No, I'm very much fine. Hey, Yama, let's pick something else. I don't mind waiting if you really want to go on. Miki, then. I smirk at her obvious discomfort, but obligingly turn back to the map. Okay, I might do another on that one. Didn't take long. Tech showcase. My eyes are drawn to a large, oddly shaped building at the center of the map. It's clearly the biggest attraction in the park. It'd be nice to finish this part, so when I come back to play again, you know, start in a different spot. What exactly do they have at this tech expo? You mean what don't they have? You can pretty much find every Lemnis Gate device on display there, even their new tech that hasn't been released yet. Considering the building size, I can see how they can accommodate it all. It says here they're holding some kind of lottery drawing for weed. I double checked to see whether I read that correctly. Surely they don't mean what I'm thinking, do they? What? Why would they be giving that away at a drawing? I'm puzzled as well. Someone mind explaining what this WEED is? WEED is an acronym for Wall Electronic Energy Director. It's a new lemniscate cell phone that can run on power from a wall socket without a battery. That sounds like an underwhelming feature to be so hyped about. We should go. This is an opportunity to introduce yourself to the world of technology, Yama. I feel like you just want to go for this WEED. Not at all. I only suggest this for your sake. If you stay ignorant about today's technological innovations, you're no better than a Neanderthal. They did invent the wheel, so it's not like they weren't smart. What the frig is in my chat? Hey, my channel's growing fast. Oh. I will follow you and shout you out in my streams multiple times only if you follow me back. Well, I don't mind following people. So I'll give you a follow. In response to my sarcasm, Misaki looks me dead in the eye. It's the same glare she used to give me before she dragged me somewhere against my will. Oh. We're going. And just as I predicted, she takes a hold of my arm, pulling me towards the direction of the expo. What? What about the others? Oh, I'm sure they'll follow. No need to worry about them. Once we dart into the building, I immediately notice the area is way too crowded for my liking. A stream of people push their way through the check-in lines, eager to receive admission. The scene is reminiscent of a herd of wildebeest flocking a waterhole. I glance back to check on our group, but they're nowhere in sight. I think we've lost the others. Good, with them gone, we have a better chance of winning the lottery draw. I don't know if you noticed, Miki, but the odds aren't exactly in our favor. You must first play the game to win the game, Yama. It sounds like something a gambling addict would say. Ignoring my comment, she quickly takes her place in line. I'm a little surprised she doesn't force her way to the front. Luckily, it isn't long before we're called next. The attendant prompts us to hold out our wrists, giving us a pair of metallic wristbands, and printed on them are a set of numbers which I presume are for the drawing. I take another hesitant glance around before entering the expo. There are way too many people here. Do you want to hold hands? What? Why? To prevent us from being separated. Why else? Oh, Without waiting for an answer, Misaki intertwines her slender fingers around mine and quickly leads me through the crowd. This feels familiar. Her firm grip, her brisk pace, were resolved despite my hesitation. After all these years, Misaki hasn't changed at all, has she? She's still the same zealous girl who would drag me everywhere she went. A sense of nostalgia causes me to grin. Honestly, I've missed this. Misaki suddenly stops dead in her tracks, breaking me from my reminiscence. This looks interesting. She stands before a large rack displaying an array of peculiar-looking goggles. There's an exaggerated curve to their lenses, making them appear bulky. After examining them for a moment, Misaki grabs a pair and tries them on. They practically cover half her face. I'm barely able to stifle a snort. What is it? See for yourself. She removes her goggles and slips them onto my face. They feel awkwardly large and must look equally as ridiculous. There are 3 video monitors displayed inside of the goggles lens, giving me a panoramic view of my surroundings. I feel Mizaki's hand brush against my cheek as she adjusts something on the side of the goggles. As she does so, the camera zooms in and out of focus. They're called dragonfly lenses. They're sort of like panoramic binoculars. They're kind of impractical to wear though. I remove the goggles and hand them back to her. She twists them between her fingers, inspecting them closely. Maybe they were built to be sturdy? I guess that would make sense. Then let's try it out, shall we? Mizaki draws back her arm and suddenly hurls them on the ground. Thankfully, they don't seem to break, but I can't help but gasp in surprise. It's like that song, "Threw it on the ground." What the heck do you think you're doing? I just wanted to see if they were sturdy, duh. You didn't have to smash them on the ground, Miki, but if they had broke, then we would have been in deep trouble, wouldn't we? This girl, I swear she does these kind of things just to mess with me. Before I can express my annoyance, a nearby commotion grabs my attention. I wonder what that's about. With mouths agape, a group of people are fixated on a large object hovering a few meters above their heads. It zigzags haphazardly in the air as it comes dangerously close from colliding into them. From where I'm standing, it's almost looks like a drone. Watch out! In one swift motion, the drone changes its course and flies straight towards us. I'm barely able to push Miki out of the way as it spirals into the display rack. Shards of metal and glass of the drone slide across the floor, but the goggles remain relatively undamaged. Seems they're pretty sturdy. Are you two alright? As Mizaki and I regain our composure, a woman jogs over. Judging by her uniform, she must be the one of the attendants running the expo. Yeah, we're fine, I think. Look over at Mizaki, and she nods her head in confirmation. The woman breathes a sigh of relief at this, bowing her head apologetically. I'm terribly sorry. We were performing in a demonstration, and the drone stopped responding to our remote commands. Demonstration? Oh yes, would you like to visit our booth? The least I can do is give you a demonstration of our tech. I'm not sure how that would compensate for almost killing us with one of your drones. Of course! Mizaki, however, doesn't seem to mind. Wonderful, if you two would please follow me, I'll show you the way. I'll show you the way. After navigating our way past the crowds, we come to a stop at a large military-themed booth. It's impressive to say the least. There are a number of electronics scattered about, but I haven't a clue at what any of them are supposed to be. It's almost like someone just dumped a pile of scrap parts together and claimed it was a state-of-the-art equipment. Or maybe I really am a Neanderthal who doesn't understand technology. Meh. The attendant places the drone, or rather what's left of it, on the counter. She takes a moment to examine the inside of the machine. With a solemn expression, she mumbles something under her breath. The Ikaris are definitely not going to like this. Did I just hear say the Ikaris? Excuse me, do you mind telling us about them? About who? The Ikaris. Oh, they're part of the Lemniscape Board of Directors. This expo is sponsored by them, believe it or not. They're board of directors of Lemniscape. If Yahiko is actually related to them, then why aren't most people aware of it? Unless they don't share a lot about their personal life with the public. That seems pretty plausible, actually. Are you two ready to see something interesting? Before I can think more on it, the attendant props up a large tablet on the counter for us to see. She expertly swipes her palm across its surface, resulting in an assortment of colored patterns to dance across the screen. The patterns gradually warp into a digital face of a man. Mizaki gapes at it admiringly. This is Max. Say hello, Max. Hello, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Contrast to his appearance, the inflection of Max's voice sounds very human-like. It's almost a bit disconcerting coming from something that looks so artificial. Max is one of our newly developed AI programs. AI as in artificial intelligence? Correct. While we've made some advancements in the last few years, we're only scratching the surface of what's possible with AI technology. Max is a product of that research so far. And I'm streaming on, multiple platforms, so if anyone's watching on something that is not Twitch, you can always give me a follow on Twitch and watch me on there. Why didn't that work? There. Mizaki's eyes brighten in excitement, wow, as she examines the machine more closely. What was he created for exactly? He'll serve as an automated assistant for law enforcement in the future. An assistant? Max collects massive amounts of data from various sources and uses the information to determine suspected criminals. He would then relay his findings to the user in charge and suggest what action they should take based on the situation. But isn't it possible for him to mistake someone for being a criminal? Highly probable. If anything, Max would be more effective than humans. His judgment wouldn't be clouded by emotions. True dat. I see. Curious, Mizaki reaches out to touch the monitor. Forgive me for asking, but may I have your name? Startled by the machine's sudden inquiry, Mizaki jumps back, holding tightly onto my shoulder. Huh? Oh, it's Mizaki Kazehaya. And how shall I address your partner? He directs his question at me. We're not partners. It's nice to meet you. We're not partners. Is he purposely being sarcastic? Are machines even capable of doing that? Thank you for your cooperation. I have stored your names for future reference. Forgive me, but I must shut down in order to perform necessary system updates. Oh, of course. Have a good rest then, Max. That didn't last long. The attendant promptly shuts off his power and carefully places him back behind the counter. When she pops up, When she pops back up, she beckons us over toward the corner where a large telescopic device sits by itself. This is a laser microphone. While they're used for surveillance, I sometimes use them to eavesdrop on my coworkers. She conspicuously winks at Mizaki as she hands her the headphones. The attendant then aims the microphone towards one of the other booths. The device uses a laser beam that detects sound vibrations in distant objects. It then interprets the data through the headphones, allowing the person to hear conversations that would otherwise be inaudible from a far distance. Can you hear it? Voices. Can you hear what they're saying? Mizaki suddenly removes the headphones and quickly hands them back to the attendant, her cheeks flushing bright red. What did you hear? Nothing. Let's try something else. That sure doesn't sound like nothing. If I say it's nothing, it's nothing. Thankfully for her, the building's PA system crackles to life. We are now announcing the winning numbers of the lottery drawing. If you have the numbers 1623, please report to the front desk. Thank you. Immediately, Mizaki eagerly checks her wristband. Looks like you were right. You didn't win? No, I wasn't even close. For a moment, she looks like she's about to cry, but then she throws her hands up in exasperation. This sucks. This lotto must be rigged. I don't think they would do that, Miki. And I was so excited to win the weed. As if remembering something, she turns to me with a scary gleam in her eyes. Let me get your digits. Sure, but I doubt I won either. Regardless, Mizaki quickly pulls up my sleeve. I don't believe it. You actually won. Wait, really? Let us make haste. We haven't a moment to spare. And just like that, she begins pulling me to the front desk. I'm barely able to give the attendant a slight wave as we speed off. After one of the staff confirms my numbers, they hand me a small box. On it, Lemniscate's infamous company logo decorates its covers. Honestly, it's not like I really need another phone. My current one works just fine, so this model would likely just collect dust somewhere in my apartment. I hand Mizaki the box. She doesn't seem to decide whether she should immediately tear it open or show some restraint. Are you sure you wanted to give it to me? These models are expensive, you know. Isn't that why you brought me here? Well, partially, but that wasn't the only reason. I just want to spend time with you since we haven't talked much lately. Besides, it's not like I'm some heartless tech addict who just used you as a tool. I can't help but smile at that. She seems to take this as a confirmation to unwrap the cell phone from its case. Oh, the camera resolution is a lot higher than my current phone. Why don't we take a photo together and try it out? Photo? Of the both of us? Camera shy, are we? Well, no, but... Mizaki suddenly hooks her arm around my shoulder, pulling me close. I feel my cheeks press against hers as she positions the phone for a good shot. Selfie! Say cheese! Unprepared, I'm temporarily blinded by the flash of light. It takes a moment before my vision comes back into focus. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize the flash was on. At least you didn't blink. As she shows me the picture, I can't help but cringe. It's high resolution, alright. You can see every detail on my face as I awkwardly wince from the flash. Mizaki, however, looks as perfect as ever. I guess she really is cut out for the modeling business, isn't she? Handing Mizaki back her phone, my own phone suddenly trails in my pocket. Yama Ishimoto. Hurry. Hey, where did you and Miki run off to? Hello? Did you forget how to use your phone? I just reported a lost child to security. We'll be waiting near the food court whenever you show up. Lost child. Who is it? Rui. She's wondering where we went. Oh, then let's not keep her waiting. Mizaki takes my hand once more as we both make our way out of the expo. When we meet back up with the group, it's apparent Rue isn't happy with me. She avoids eye contact, focusing her attention on the hot dog she's munching on. Hey, look who decided to join us again. It's not like I was given much of a choice. I stare pointedly at Mizaki, but she only grins. So are you guys up to heading somewhere else? Anywhere's fine with me, man, long as it's fun. I shall leave the decision to you. You are the navigator of this expedition, Cap. Just lead the way and we shall follow, even to the depths of Hades. Okay then. Pull out the map and give you another scan. So this is the last one. Oh, maybe finish this one before I stop streaming. There's a Ferris wheel. Wow. There's a Ferris wheel to our right, basic but huge, looming over the rest of the park. Heights, anyone? Heights is my middle name. No, it isn't. Either way, a Ferris wheel may be our best choice. It might calm some of us who are a little overexcited. She sends a significant glance at Akira, who's currently sprinting to and fro, wildly flapping her arms and snorting. I'm a dragon. I'm breathing fire. I'm flying. I'm a dragon. Maybe there has been too much excitement for the day. Everyone seems to look forward to taking a breather. Right, Ferris wheel it is. Rui clicks and growls a little at Akira, who clicks and growls back. Then thankfully, we head to the Ferris wheel without any more anomalies. Interesting. The cars are small since the Ferris wheel is meant to fit as many of them as possible. They're only meant to fit 2 people. Can you sit with Rui? I don't think he's had alone time with her. I don't remember. Guess we're paired off. Rui clutters slightly at this. Everyone seems to notice. I pretend not to. I guess we are, huh? Hey, you and Cap should share a car. What makes you say that? Well, you're a pair. Why else? Akira. Well, Rui, if you make it such a big deal. Anyway, I'm going with Masato. She shoots a very significant look at the rest of the group. Oh, of course. Mizaki, shall we? I believe we shall. Then I'm off with her. Her name is Eri, you know? I'd rather go with... Eri it is. What, do they think I'm blind? Well, that's settled. Looks like you have no choice but to ride in a car together. The others prance into their respective cars, leaving Rui and me in silence. That was quite possibly the most unsettled way to get us together. I guess we should board. Yeah. Next time I see Akira, we're going to have a little chat. Rui and I slip into the next car, a cozy blue box with blue cushioned seats and blue doors and blue ceilings. It's a lot of blue, dressed with white trim and white wood and white light. Rui eases comfortably into her seat, turning her head until she's staring out the window. After the attendant closes our door, the Ferris wheel begins to steadily chug upwards. Yama? The serious outline of her voice catches me off guard. I find myself curling my fingers into the cushion beneath me. What? I'm really glad I met you. My heart throbs unexpectedly against my ribcage. Nervousness, shock. I immediately move to distance myself from the alien emotion. I know, well, to be willing victim of your verbal abuse. Not that, you know. I just feel like you don't hear it very often. I'm glad you're here, Yama. I'm glad I know you. Hadn't known that it was possible to simultaneously feel intensely cold and intensely hot. Something about her words is very discomforting, even while I feel warmth creeping into my limbs. Just adding words in there again. I guess that if I wasn't here, I couldn't be glad, so by default, I'm glad I'm here too. Stupid, stupid, stupid. What am I even saying? Why do you always do that? Do what? Deflect attention off of yourself. Because I'm not worth paying attention to. Because why would someone as bright and adorable and winning as Rui care for me after all these years? Why is she the one who's glad we're friends, when I'm the one who should be saying that 10, 50, 100 times over? I haven't done anything for her. Complained, whined, criticized, complained some more. Who'd really want that kind of friend? I have fun when you're around. I like our bickering. I like watching your stupid competitions with Masato. Just be yourself, okay? I should honestly admit to myself that I'm touched, but I'm far too awkward for that. Same, Yama, same. Well, I can't exactly be anyone else. Gosh, you really love to kill the mood, don't you? It's better than killing other things. Oh, Yama. You kill other things too, such as brain cells. So unexpected that it makes me laugh. The atmosphere instantly relaxes at the sudden injection of snark. We fall into silence after that breeze of humor. Rui resumes staring out of the car window. I glance around, searching for another topic. Scenery, boring. Weather, worse. Love life, bad idea. I idly brush my hand against the window frame. It seems to breathe beneath my fingertips. Say, that's an idea. I reach my arms until they're touching either side of the car. Rui turns to me, questions weighing on her brow. What are you doing? Earthquake. My voice slips out unusually high and childish as I shove my body to and fro. Our car immediately begins to swing, creaking metallically beneath my weight. Rui pales and clings to her cushion. Stop that. Stop what? You know, if you shake it too much, we might fall. Fall like this? I feign crashing to the side, slamming into the car wall with more force than I probably should. Rui squeaks, instinctively reaching for me. Don't do that! Dangerous! What's dangerous? This? I straighten and pretend to fall again, but Rui snatches my wrist and pulls me toward her. My momentum collapses against her. I'm barely able to catch myself against her seat. For a long, long moment, we stay in silence. I'm looming over Rui, one hand curled on the seat by her head, the other instinctively clapped around her shoulder. Her face is unnaturally close. At this distance, I can feel her breath, short and warm, brushing against my cheek. Her eyes amber, also warm. Her hair, the color of light fire, silky, warm. Everything about her warmth, comfort. Warmth, comfort, love. Yama? Sorry. Finally come to my senses and flop back in my seat, staring very resolutely out of the window. What the heck was I just doing, Rui? This is Rui Hayata, the girl who's in love with you. Get a grip on yourself. And now the silence is suffocating. So, immediately pause, eyes cutting between the window and each other. You first. No, it's okay. I didn't have anything important to say. Me neither. Silence again. Do you... Stop again. Awkward. So awkward. What were you gonna say? Just, do you, like trees? Wow. I feel the sudden impulse to bash my head in the window until it shatters. Trees, really? Sure, they're like normal trees, I guess. Yeah, they are. Drift back into silence. I have something to say. Are you gonna confess your love? Is she going to say what I think she's going to say? No. I have a better idea. You don't even know what I was gonna say. Still, it's a better idea. Well, okay. She seems genuinely annoyed, which catches me off guard. Shouldn't she be relieved? Relieved that she won't have to say anything embarrassing? So what's this better idea? In hindsight, I really should have thought of something before claiming so. Not that I had the luxury anyway. Oyama. Well, I was gonna say that Simple, kind of crazy idea leaps into my head and I go for it. Shh. What now? Immediately drop to the floor in an athletic crouch, pretending to search for something. Rui's face transforms as she curiously surveys my actions. After a few seconds of pausing, I pretend to yank something out from beneath the seat. Bugged. What? Why? Shh. Agent Hayata, don't make another move. I slowly peer out of the window, silently praising myself for the diversion. Looks like Rui's forgotten about what she was going to say. Just for good measure, I throw myself to the floor with a yell. Rui instinctively follows. They've got RPGs. Houston, we have a problem. I start shaking the box again as Rui imitates an explosion, tossing herself around. Oof. Direct hit. Commander, shields at 23%. I'm a bit busy. I mime fighting some sort of alien and pretend to kick it out of the car. They have borders. Looks like we're done for, Lieutenant. The only thing left to do? Silence falls between us as we understand the gravity of the situation. Kamikaze. Let's give him one hell of a show. You got it, Commander. With renewed enthusiasm, she whips out, slamming her hands against the cushions. The car shakes with enemy fire, but she retains her focus. These guys are weird. Stay on target, stay on target! The car screeches with speed as she hones in on the mothership right at the weak point. Stay on target! Mister, it's time for you to disembark. We abruptly yank back into reality. Rui is leaning over the cushion, smashing her hands against imaginary controls while I'm by the window fighting off non-existent borders. The flush of embarrassment that creeps up my neck is mimicked on Rui's end. Sorry, I'm really sorry. We creep out of the car. Wow, that sky's pretty. Feeling the attendant's eyes weigh heavily on our backs. I probably shouldn't have done that. You know, you do a lot of things that you probably shouldn't do. There's a pun in there somewhere, but I can't find it. We could ask Kira. She's the queen of puns. We grin at each other like the pair of fools we are. We should meet up with the group. Yeah. Rui's gaze flits between me and the ground. Yama? Happened in one fluid motion. She steps forward, gently pinches the edge of my sleeve between her fingers, tiptoes up, and softly, hesitantly places her lips on my cheek. Then, almost before I can register it, she retracts, cheeks flushing. Thank you. She turns and darts off to the rest of the group. For a moment, I can only stand there, mind completely blank, against my cheek. Why? Why would you do something like that? Why? Hey, Cap, if you're done standing around like a goof, we're ready. I force myself out of my stupor and amble over to the rest of the group, plastering a fake smile on my face. Think first. Oh, this first, think later. Where should we go next? Before I can decide on another attraction, a ringtone cuts through the silence. Masato sheepishly digs his phone out of his pocket. Sorry, alarm. Check my own phone, 6 p.m., technically Masato's curfew. Thanks for the fun, guys, but I got a piece. I've also got some things to do, but this was remarkably fun, thank you. You guys are leaving? But there's so many more adventures to be had. Honestly, even I'm a bit worn out from all the excitement. I'm heading back too, but you guys should stay if you want. I need to leave as well. Both of you? It's okay, Rui. We'll just have to make up for their ticket costs. Surprisingly, Rui turns to Ari with a smile. Want to try the roller coaster over there? Okay. We exchange quick farewells before Rui, Ari, and Kira, and Yahiko race off to a serpentine roller coaster in the distance. I split ways with the others at the academy dorms and head to my apartment. So we're done that. Walking along the streets is a cold reminder of the true state of life. Gone are the festive colors, energetic children, and high-cutting attractions at every corner. Instead, I'm surrounded by digital posters, newspapers, and the faraway whine of police sirens. Out of curiosity, I steal a glance at the digital newsstand. Mayor conference will reveal plan over national news network by next month. Plans, government, all useless. Technically, Insemu is only doing this well due to the efforts of local authority, but I can't trust anyone who's paid to make decisions for everyone other than themselves. Excuse me, you're an academy student? My attention immediate switches from the headlines to a police officer behind me. I immediately feel a thrill of adrenaline through my veins. Calm down, it's not like you've done anything wrong. Yes, sir. Where are you headed? Just passing through. He evaluates me for a moment with an unreadable expression. Come with me. We've got some questions we need to ask you. No. Bile rises to my throat. I struggle to force my mind into submission. Just follow him. Just follow him. Just... Oh, cool. You got a flash. Erg. Where am I? Pulse racing, head spinning. Deep breath. Freeze my limbs. Close my eyes. Right. Apartment sofa. Shelves, plant, kitchen, television. This is my apartment. No threats, no problems, no people. I'm fine. Unhurt. I'm fine. After a few moments where I agonizingly train my system back into its ordinary psychological state, I check the time. That flashed too quickly though. Didn't even get a good look at it. 9 p.m., 3 hours gone. I suffocate the returning sense of panic rifling through my phone. No new messages, no phone calls, incoming or outgoing, no emails or new appointments. In other words, no idea of what I've been doing or who I was. Why is it black? It should be gone. Thought it was over. Stop, calm down. First, my present state. No injuries. I'm full too, so I guess I ate dinner. I noticed a handful of textbooks strewn around the coffee table. Was I trying to study? They're definitely my textbooks. So I'm fine. For the moment, question is, what happened in the gap? Doesn't seem like too worried about losing 3 hours. I fumble over to the kitchen, digging my anxiety meds out of a cabinet. 5 years. 5 years ago, or 5 years since I've had to use these. Here I was thinking that I'd never need them again, allowing myself to forget. Silly me. My vision crosses for a moment as I gulp them down. Ugh, I'll never get used to that feeling. But thankfully my pulse slows and my breathing evens out. I let my limbs sink into the sofa and stare idly at the ceiling. Right, I'm fine. Tears surge to my eyes, but they're purely chemical, a response of fright, something that always plagues me after one of these lapses. I get hormonal like a teenage girl fresh out of a breakup, but it's just my brain lying to me. It likes to do that. My brain, it's a pathological liar. Nor does it stop at these random mood swings. Sometimes the world just seems so distant, shut away, like I'm standing at the edge of the universe. If I had to describe the feeling in a word, surreal, like I have one foot in the wrong dimension. When I get like this, I have to fight against it. Remember that I'm here, life's here, the world is here, and there are tastes and smells and sensations for a reason. But sometimes there's just a tiny trickle of doubt in the back of my mind. Am I real? No, not that, not exactly. Of course I exist in the technical sense of the word, but rather am I sensing everything correctly? If my brain is lying to me about my emotions, what's to say it's not lying to me about anything else? When you hear someone talk, you don't hear it how they deliver it, you hear it how you perceive it, regardless of what their intention is. That's true. The frightening, infamous words, I like you, can be you can be terrified, or you can be thrilled. You might even be a mixture of both. But the only thing that matters is how you take it, not how the other person said it. Maybe they wanted you to be happy or guilty or angry. What they want doesn't matter, or what they want doesn't necessarily carry across. It's the same for when you see something. Everyone looks at an advertisement a different way. Everyone takes fashion sense a different way. Presenting a piece of contemporary art in front of a panel of critics will always gather a wide range of responses, so as long as the audience is extensive enough. Nothing is absolute, everything is just how it's perceived. That's what people like to say. In my opinion, that's the easy way out. But I think that there's something absolute somewhere. There are rules written in stone, or the essence of an object, something that's unchangeable and is there whether you like it or not. And yet, if there's something absolute, then some people in their perceptions are right and others are wrong. What if I'm wrong? What if everything I sense is a lie? Ah, that's right. When lapses happen, I think too much. My former therapists like to say that I'm just trying to ground myself, re-solidify my values, remember who I am. All I really gather from that explanation is that my brain is a huge pain, over-emotional, overthinking, overbearing. Thankfully, I can already sense that I'm recovering, my heart rate is stabilizing, and my breathing is even. I vaguely remember little bits of advice from my therapists. Ground yourself with something physical, identify your negative thoughts, and replace them, accept your anxiety. It's a little alien coming back to the process after so many calm years, but I filter through it easily, like getting back on a bicycle after hiatus. Good, looks like the spell's passed. I better get to bed. You don't seem worried about losing all those hours at all. Sleep is the fastest way to recover my memories, welcome or unwelcome. Oh, okay, I see. For your cooperation, Mr. Ishimoto, would you like one of us to escort you back? I'm fine, thanks. Very well. Be sure to notify us immediately if you notice anything unusual. I will. What possessed me to buy so many groceries? Something doesn't taste right. How did Rui make it again? Got stopped by the police. What for? Public disturbance? I was behaving myself. Thank you very much. Oh, hello. Uh-huh, sure. They just asked me if I saw anything out of the ordinary at school. I'm probably going to be ending the stream soon. I just got interested. What did you tell them? I hadn't, but I keep my eye out. Wow, such a tame response. I listen to anyone who has the power to put me in jail. Sure you do. Look. What? It's just, you know, I'm not going to be around all the time to watch out for you. You don't need to. No, like, I'm going to be gone tomorrow, okay? For the morning. What does this have to do with anything? Just, you know, don't be an idiot. Oh wait, I guess that's impossible. You're in a weird mood. You're weird all the time. See ya. Bye. Where's those juicy memories we saw a clip of? No? Time to rise and shine. Sleep is a marvelous thing. Everything looks brighter after a good night's rest. Oh, I thought they were gonna give us like a little... This game is such a tease. Okay, well I'm gonna stop the stream because I've been streaming for a while now. I'll probably stream maybe tomorrow later in the afternoon, I think. Maybe like, it depends, maybe like 4 or 5. But I do want to stream tomorrow anyway. So thanks for stopping by. Hopefully next time I stream, because we're getting pretty far into the game, so we should start to see more horror stuff. It'll be nice if they have the Gover Mercer again, because I enjoy those little segments. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, so I'll see you next time. See ya!